In this lesson, we're going to take a look at how we can minimize the use of construction lines through object snap tracking. In this particular part, I wish to place a couple of circles spaced a certain distance away from the center here. One way I can do this is with construction lines. I can start the line command, snap to the center of this circle, then draw to the right the appropriate units, in this case 6, then enter. I'll press escape and I'll draw a few more construction lines. I'm also going to draw to the left 6, escape. I'm going to draw up 4 and enter, and then from the center I will also draw down 4. So I've now located the center of my circles. I can start my circle command, place the circles. Then after I've placed them all, I can simply erase the construction lines. So this is not a terrible workflow, but I just have some additional work of having to erase construction lines. I can actually accomplish the same thing without drawing construction lines with the Object Snap Tracking tool. I'm going to begin by erasing these circles that I just drew, and then turning on the Object Snap Tracking, or OTRACK feature as it's known. The OTRACK button is located right down here on the status bar, right next to Object Snaps. I will click it to turn it on, but it's important to note that this button alone doesn't do the trick. Object Snaps also have to be on. Otherwise, Object Snap Tracking has no idea what it should track off of. So in addition to it being on, I need to make sure I have the appropriate object snaps set as well. In this case, I'm tracking off of a center point, so I'm good to go. This time, instead of drawing a construction line, I'm just going to track off of the center of this circle. I'll begin my circle command, and I'll hover over this circle. As you can see, the center auto snap marker appears. I'm going to hold my mouse over that point and move away from it. Hovering over an object snap will acquire that point, which gives me a little tracking point. So if I wish to draw 6 units to the right, I can simply track to the right, type 6, then enter, and I've now placed the center of this circle 6 units to the right. Let's try that a couple more times. I'll track off of the center of this circle and go left, 6, then enter to create the same circle. A couple of things to watch out for when doing this. It is possible to track multiple points, so you might do this by accident. So here I've acquired several different points, so my screen can get kind of messy. If you acquire points you don't want, you can unacquire them just by hovering your mouse over them again, and they will go away. It's important to note that zooming your screen will also eliminate an acquired point. So here I've acquired this point and I'm tracking, but I rolled my mouse wheel and I lost it. So once more, to finish this one up, I can track up 4, then enter, and then I'll repeat and track down 4, then enter. Let's take a look at another example here. On this part, I would like to create some holes at the intersection of these lines. I could potentially draw some construction lines to find the intersection, but instead I'll do it with Object Snap Tracking. In this case, I will be tracking off of endpoints, so I just want to ensure that I have endpoint object snaps turned on. Then I will begin my circle command. So this time I'm going to track off of 2 points at the same time. I'll acquire this endpoint and I can track down. Then I will acquire this endpoint and track to the right. Where those two meet, it will snap into the intersection. So I can select that point and specify a radius value. So let's see that one more time. I begin the circle command, I track off of one endpoint and another, and where they meet, I click to place the center of my circle. To recap, we can often find the location of objects by drawing construction lines, but using Object Snap Tracking can get that done without the need to have to draw and erase construction lines. That concludes this look at Object Snap Tracking in AutoCAD.